Hey, it's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. I know a lot of you are waiting for me to get this tractor dirty, and I promise we will be getting it dirty. But today I'm going to talk hydraulic top links. And so I aim to answer about 10 frequently asked questions that I see around hydraulic top links. We're going to answer those one by one, and then we're going to do an installation and a demonstration of exactly how this works. I'm going to put a list of the top 10 questions up and not read them out to you one by one. But let's go ahead and jump into the first one. First question is, what is a hydraulic top link? This here is a hydraulic top link, and it replaces a manual top link or a mechanical top link that goes on the back of your 3-point hookup on the tractor. So we're going to replace this with this and make it hydraulic so that we can control it from the seat. So the next question, and some of you may be out here trying to justify why you need one of these. So why would you need, or what would you use a hydraulic top link for? The primary reason for using it is to just make it easier to hook up and reach your 3-point attachments. That's the primary reason. It's going to make it a lot easier to tilt down and connect without having to get out and manually adjust. And so all of that is going to be made easier because you can control it from a lever in the driver's compartment. The second reason you might want to use this is to adjust the pitch or the angle of your attachment. And so you can do that again manually, screwing it in and out, but this would become very beneficial in something like grading. So a box blade or something like that, where you want to angle, take a deeper cut, or lessen the cut, let some of the dirt out. These can also be combined with a tilt kit, which is going to go and tilt up and down. So you can tilt back and forth, up and down, which again, really helpful when you're trying to grade a driveway or something like that, where you want to put a crown in it, where you could go up both sides and leave a crown in the middle, or you could create a ditch by going down and doing that with the tilt. So we're not talking tilt today, we're talking top link. But that is a couple of the key use cases for it. So the next question that I've seen asked is, what do I need on my tractor to be able to install a hydraulic top link? And the key thing that you need to have is rear remotes. And for just the top link, you just need one set of remotes. So one that'll drive the piston in and one that drives it out. So this particular tractor here, the Solace H24, comes standard with these rear remotes. My other tractor, my John Deere 2032R, I had to put rear remotes on, and I did a dual set, so I had 4 of them on there, and those ran me probably about $900. So if you don't have them standard on your tractor, it's something to add. If you're buying a new tractor, you might want to think about adding them right off the bat. There are other companies like Summit Hydraulics that you can buy kits after the fact, but me personally, I haven't had experience in installing hydraulics like that, so I didn't do that. Again, nice to have them standard already on the tractor, as the Solace H24 has here. Okay, so the fourth question, let's assume that you have done all of your homework now. You think you need to have one of these, which I think you need to have one as well. I think they'll make using your tractor a lot more enjoyable, a lot easier. But now the question is, what am I looking at in terms of cost just for the hydraulic top link? Well, there's a couple things that fit into that equation in terms of what you're going to spend, particularly where you're going to buy it, what the length of it is. So as they get longer and bigger, they are going to cost more. Some of them come with a hook like you have on the back of a quick attach. So let's say you're using Pat's connectors on the bottom for your quick attach, and you want a hook on the hydraulic. That's going to cost you more as well. The other element that's going to drive up the cost is it a category 1, a category 2, or a category 3? Obviously, we're doing a category 1 on this tractor here, and that's going to be of the lower cost. Also, based on this tractor, we don't need a super long top link, so we're going to have a lower cost there. So the cost of this particular one is around $259. And one for my 2032R would be around $269, so it went up $10 because it's going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so the next question is, well, so where do I buy them? There's a number of places you can buy them. You can buy them from your local farm store, most likely. There's places online. I bought mine off of Amazon from a manufacturer called Spare Parts Holland. Yes, they're actually based out of the Netherlands, and they do very quick shipping and have extremely good ratings on their products. So this one came from Amazon. I will leave a link in the description and up above to where you can get to this one directly and shop the different sizes. So the next question that you probably have is, well, how do I know which top link to choose? Or in other words, how do I measure and get the right top link for my tractor? And so you can either measure it while it's on the tractor, or you can take it off as I've done here. I've already taken it off because we're going to do the installation here in a few minutes. But the first measurement you want to take is from the center of the pinholes on each end. When this thing is turned all the way down, you want to measure center to center and get that measurement. And then you're going to want to unscrew this almost all the way out. Some of them will have a marker where you can tell when you're not supposed to go any further. This particular one does not. And so I unscrewed it all the way out, and I want to say that from the middle of the pin to the end of that screw was 6.5 inches. Now, I don't want it to go all the way out there. I could never operate with it out that far. So I'm going to at least need probably an inch or two inside of the tube on both ends. And I can assume that both sides are relatively the same length. So if I take that 6.5 times 2, call it 13, and I'm going to subtract out maybe 4 inches. So with that 9 inches plus the inner cylinder here of 14, that takes me up to about 23 inches. So if I wanted to go out as far as I could possibly go, 27 inches. So the one that I ordered for the Solace H24 was the 18 1/8 by 26 3/8. The one that I've heard is the right size for my 2032R, 20 7/8 by 31 7/8. Now, the reality is I could probably use this one on both tractors. I think I'm up to about number 7 in the questions, and one of them that I've seen, and I actually had this myself, is why can't I just use an extra hydraulic cylinder that I have laying around? And while this might work part of the time, it's actually going to leak down. I don't believe this particular one actually has a check valve in it or a lock box, and that's what this box right here is. It has a check valve in it to keep the oil pressure in there constant until it gets a signal from the tractor with more fluid. So that is a key thing that you want to have versus using something that you have left over, say from another attachment like I do. Okay, so the next one would be around how difficult or what does it take to do the installation of a hydraulic top link. And we're about to do that real quick here, but let's just talk a little bit about what we're going to need to do. We have 2 hoses and the actual hydraulic arm itself here. Each of the hoses has the hydraulic end with a dust cap, and these come loose, so they're going to need to be tightened down. So you're going to need 2 wrenches where you can torque it down, and there's a crush washer in here, a copper or a brass crush washer, and those are going to need to be tightened down on both of these. These are all shipped with loose fittings. And on this end, there's a dust cap on this banjo bolt here. And so the banjo bolt comes out and it has 2 of those washers. Those washers are going to actually go on each side. So you're going to need to put those on each side and then screw it down here and torque it down good to where you can crush those washers. There's little caps here that need to come off. And this particular piece here is flaking some of its paint, so just make sure you don't get any paint down in there and make sure you blow that out. So they did mention that some of the paint might flake off in transport. I'm going to reach back out to them to let them know that this happened, see if they'll send me a replacement. If not, I'll just hit it with some touch-up paint and we'll be fine. Not a huge deal. But we're going to put both of these on and then tighten it down. Now, one other thing, it actually comes with this hanger here, so that's going to allow you to hang it when it's not in use. I've been looking here on the Solace, and they do sell a bracket from the Spare Parts Holland. I don't see a place that I could mount that, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to figure out a way to make this work, what I have here. But the other question is, do you install it with this direction, the fixed end towards the tractor, or the sliding hydraulic end to the tractor, and does it matter? I don't have the official response from the manufacturer, but I've watched a number of other videos and it seems to not matter. You can go either way. The key thing is to make sure that if you're using the traveling end at the tractor, your hoses need to be long enough that they can travel with the full length, which I believe I'm going to be fine based on where my remotes are. I've got a lot of extra play here. Should not be a problem or anything I need to worry about. So we're going to tighten these down real quick, install it, and then go on to our next questions and demo. So I think that this banjo bolt could be confusing to some people who aren't familiar with these. These are also put on brake lines and that sort of thing. But the fact that they send it to you with two of them together on one end doesn't make it intuitive. And I didn't have instructions with this particular unit either, which would be helpful from the manufacturer. But you're going to put one on each end. And then we're going to screw this in here. And we'll adjust which direction these hoses go once we get everything sorted out. So I think I'm going to have the traveling end towards the tractor. So we're going to put these hoses coming off to the side to connect into my remote here. And then I have a 3/4 inch ratchet. Nice and easy. Take the dust cover off of this one. Just unscrews off, it's plastic. Take my banjo bolt out. Move my washers to both sides. You want to get those nice and tight so that it doesn't leak. Okay. And as I mentioned on these others, I didn't have the exact size. So I've got two adjustable crescent wrenches here. And these are big enough I ought to be able to get a good tightening on both of them. Maybe the second one will go easier because I've already done it once. But maybe a vise would be helpful, but the old rock hard abs played the role there. Let's try the second one here. Just want to make sure I get these nice and tight. Okay, so the next question you might ask is, how long does it take to do a top link installation? Well, we've got all of maybe 5 minutes into the actual installation. I just had to move the hydraulic arm so that I could get this this pin in there to do the attachment. So we are going to, as we said, we're going to have the traveling arm towards the tractor. So we're going to, this thing weighs about, I want to say 7 to 8 pounds. 7 or 8, not 78. Okay. So we're in there, we're there, we're going to install our hydraulics. Have to make sure I've got the one going the right way, but not sure that it matters. All right. And this will rotate if you need it to. There we go. All right, so that went pretty smoothly. So I had my hose reversed, we got that fixed. I needed to turn it, that didn't work until I had it on and there was actually some relief of the pressure. So that worked pretty well. Like I said, we'll figure out our hanger system here at some point. All right, we're gonna go try to pick up a box blade that I haven't been able to get picked up because of it's buried in the dirt and I wasn't able to get it tilted to get underneath everything. We're going to see if this helps us get it out. If not, we'll move it and figure something out. But let's put it to the test on that, see how it's going. All of my connections look to be tight enough. We don't have any leakage, but now that I have it kind of in a spot where I can crank a little bit harder, I'm gonna go one more turn here. You're in. All right, so the final question that I had that I've seen asked is it worth it? Should I get a hydraulic top link? And is a hydraulic top link worth the money? Well, I believe so, and the reviews out there on these things is fantastic. Usually what you hear people say is, I don't know why I waited so long. And that's what I've got to say, is I don't know why I waited so long. I've not had one on my John Deere for the last almost 7 years. And I wanted to make sure that we got one here on the Solace. Just wanted to make everything as easy as possible as we're using this tractor, and trying out some new things I hadn't tried before. So 2 thumbs up for the hydraulic top link, and for the Spare Parts Holland particular one that I got here. As I mentioned, there's a link in the description and in the comments if you want to buy one. It is an affiliate link, so it helps me out on this channel. And you know, highly recommend that you look into getting one of these, and I think you'll enjoy it. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.